welcome back to my channel. So loads of you recently had been requesting a red lip prom makeup tutorial, so I thought something a bit different. I love a red lip. If I have to go for a bright lip, it's always red, and I know red prom dresses are quite a popular thing. Loads of people went at my prom had a red dress, or sometimes if you're just wearing a more of a neutral dress and you want something more of a statement, a red lip or a bright lip is something really nice to kind of complete your look. So this is the kind of makeup that I would personally wear if I was wearing an outfit to prom that I thought would suit a red lip. Obviously it will all kind of depend on your accessories as well, because I've kind of gone more warm tone just to complement my skin and my eyes, so I would probably be wearing gold accessories with this. If you're planning to wear silver accessories, switch out what I've used with more cooler tones. This is just something I would wear personally. I've also tried to use products that are going to last a long time on the skin. Obviously because it's prom, you want your makeup to last the longest that it can, so we've gone for a liquid lip, and also really minimal eyeshadows are used in this. It's super easy to recreate, super easy to do, so I really hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Give it a thumbs up if you did, and let's get started. Starting completely barefaced, we're going to do our eyes first and use tape, because this is the easiest foolproof way to do eyeshadow I find. And we're just going to stick it at an angle. I always use the tail of my brow as a guide, and that's the kind of angle that I think suits my eye shape the best. And then we're going to prime our eyes. This is the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion in Eden. And then we're going to use a powder to set this in place, and this is just going to mattify the primer and make blending so much easier for ourselves. Going in with the Violet Voss Pro Holy Grail eyeshadow palette and the shade Transition, I'm using a fluffy brush in the crease. If you guys don't have this eyeshadow palette, don't panic. I always just Google the shades. Like, I've listed them down below so you guys will be able to know what they are. I always Google the shades and then just find something that I have in my collection that's similar. So, like I said, the shades are listed below if you don't have this palette, so you can find something that works for you. Then taking our You Kitten Me on a smaller brush and just buffing that into the crease to define it. You guys know the drill, and this is literally all we're really doing in terms of eyeshadow, just because we want to keep the eyes super minimal if we're having a bold lip. And I'm going back in with the original fluffy brush to make sure everything is seamlessly blended together. For the lid, I'm taking this pigment by the Balm in No Money, No Honey. It is amazing. It's like a really light champagne colour, and I'm using Fix Plus just to dampen it so we don't get any fallout, and the pigmentation of the product is really intense and glittery and beautiful. Once we have done that, I'm going back in again with the original fluffy brush and just cleaning up if there was any transfer from the pigment to the lid, just so everything is super clean and looks good. And then we're going to go in with our Hoola bronzer by the Balm, just because I plan to use this on my face later, so while using another eyeshadow we can just multi-use products. Anyway, I'm going in with some glitter glue. This is from NYX, and I'm just using a synthetic brush. I'm just applying a light coat basically on top of the pigment or where you want the glitter to go, and the glitter, if you didn't see, was Goldie from Violet Voss, which is so nice. I got it today and I was just dying to use it. I thought it would look so pretty. You obviously don't have to use glitter if you don't want to, but I'm just making sure that the glitter is evenly spaced over a flat brush and just packing that on top of the glue. Just pressing it in, making sure it's not going to fall off or anything like that. Then going in with this light shimmery shade. This is Crystal from the same palette. I'm just using that to highlight the inner corner. You can obviously use whatever you want. If you prefer more of a matte highlight, use a matte eyeshadow, just whatever suits you and whatever you feel comfortable with. Then I'm going in with this L'Oreal Super Slick Liner, and this is what I find to be the easiest method to do liner, especially if you need it to be perfect the first time. Using a felt tip pen is a really good idea, and this one is super precise so you can get a really defined line. Just using the kind of side of the brush to go towards the inner corner, then dragging it across the lid in loads of little motions, not in one big one, because I find then you can kind of lose pigment and it doesn't get the cleanest line that you can. So just loads of little movements across the lid, and then using the tape as a guide to do the wing however big that you want. Then the most satisfying part, removing the tape, obviously touch up if you need to, and then just applying any sort of mascara. If you feel like you might cry, you might want to wear waterproof mascara, especially if you don't plan to wear lashes with this. But because I plan to wear lashes, I just did a light coat, and it looks like this without them, but I'm going to use the Red Cherry 523. I love these lashes. They're super natural, super wispy. Obviously the glue is going to dry clear, but this is what they look like on. Now onto eyebrows. I'm just using my Soap & Glory Brow Archery in Hot Chocolate and Gimme Brow through the front. Now onto skin. I'm going to prime my skin using the Benefit Professional Primer, then applying a light dusting of Fix Plus afterwards, just because I love the way this feels. And I find if you spray your skin with Fix Plus and then apply your foundation straight away, the foundation blends so much easier and it just feels a lot nicer on your skin. For foundation, I'm using MAC Pro Longwear in NC35, just because, like I said, we want to use products that are going to last a long time on the skin. This one has a medium to full-ish coverage if you build it up in areas that you need to, and it has more of a satin finish. And I'm just going to use my beauty blender, if you saw my last tutorial, to press it into my skin, just to make sure that it is kind of the thinnest that it could be, so we don't have too much product on our face and it absorbs any of the excess. For concealer, I'm using, again, MAC Pro Longwear in NW20 and just taking a small pump, rubbing it between my fingers and then dabbing it onto my skin. This is a really good concealer for prom, just because it is oil free and it's got no SPF in it, so you don't get any flashback in pictures. SPF is what gives you a white flashback, so this should hopefully avoid that for you. Then I'm taking a small defined concealer brush and just using that to sharpen up my eyeshadow, so we don't have to kind of go super close with it when we're blending it out. And I'm just using my favorite Morphe, was it the G5 or G4 brush, and just using that to buff that into the skin, blending it downwards and just, yeah, buffing it into the skin. To set that all in place, I'm using my Laura Mercier translucent setting powder. You're probably bored of this, but I swear to God, if you don't have it, you need it. This is the best powder ever. It makes you look so airbrushed, so flawless. You don't always have to bake with it. As you can see, I'm just pressing it into my skin, especially on the side of my nose. I find I get really oily there, but I'm just pressing it into my skin and it just mattifies your skin, doesn't add any coverage or any other color. It just is the perfect powder, especially for prom. I think it would work a treat just to keep your skin super matte, so it's gonna make your skin makeup last the longest time. Now we've set our under eyes, going back onto the eyes, I'm taking this kohl pencil from MAC. This is Power Surge, just a really soft golden color. I thought, since I did white in my last tutorial, I would mix it up and use more of a gold. And then taking this color transition that we used originally, just running that along the lower lash line to tie the whole eye look together. Obviously, you can put whatever you want in your waterline. If you prefer black or nude, go ahead and do that. And I'm then going back in with that pigment we used on the lid as well, and just placing that on the inner third of our eye, just like I said, to tie everything together, so it all kind of loops, if that makes sense, because obviously we've used it on the top, just using it on the bottom as well, going light to dark. I then applied bottom lash mascara, and this is what the finished eyes look like. I'm obsessed. I think they're super minimal, super natural, and perfect to go with a red lip. Back onto the skin, I'm taking this Bourjois golden bronzing powder and just dusting that all over my skin. It has a really subtle shimmer to it, so it looks super pretty and super healthy. And I'm also taking it down onto my neck and body, just to make sure I am looking just as tanned as I am on the top and bottom. Then I'm contouring slightly with the Benefit Hoola bronzer that we used earlier, and just using the brush that it comes with, just because it reminds me of the NARS Eater brush, and I think that's a super good brush for contouring because it blends really nicely, because the bristles are quite kind of firm. For blusher, I'm taking Milani Luminoso, just because it has a nice subtle gold running it through it to tie in with the eyes, and it's a really nice peachy color, so it's not going to take any attention away from the lip. Like I said about multi-using products, I'm going to highlight, and taking a MAC 224 brush. This is my favorite for highlighting at the moment, just picking up some of that product and dusting it on the tops of my cheekbones. This is such a good highlighting color. You can go quite heavy-handed with it if you're not careful, so make sure you're tapping off any of the excess. And I'm just highlighting also down the center of my face, so my Cupid's bow, down my nose, and also between your brows. It looks really pretty between your brows. Now onto lip. This is MAC Cherry. It looks different because it was a limited edition packaging, but it's still MAC Cherry lip liner, and I'm just using that to line my lips. We are going to be using a liquid lip, but this just helps to stop it from bleeding and gives you a bit of an outline, so you don't have to use the liquid lip all the way to the edge in case you slip and you've got red lipstick on your face, because it is pretty hard to get off. And this is the Matte Me Sleek Makeup Liquid Lipstick in the shade Roja Red, I think so. I've spelled it down below and linked it down below as well, so you'll be able to get it if I've said it wrong anyways. And that is the finished look. I really hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Give it a thumbs up if you did, and let me know in the comments down below future videos that you'd like to see. And until next time, I will see you soon. Bye guys!